hardworking. Oh, it's a recording. I didn't know. I thought you were writing it down. Okay. Filipinos are known to be very, very hardworking. A lot of the Filipinos, when they first come to Canada, they have more than one job. Sometimes even 3 jobs they have. They work, and they still live a simple life in Canada as well, most of them. And after they're there for a while, then they bring their whole family. They're very family orientated. So hardworking and family orientated. That's how we see Filipinos. That's the correct answer, right?
So second, how do you think Filipinos perceive citizens of your country?
Very first thing that they see is maybe opportunity, because there's not so many opportunities here. If they see maybe a Canadian, then maybe it's something like that going, well, maybe we can be there. Or maybe they see the color of the eye and go, oh, can I have children with eyes that color?
Describe the differences in manner of speaking.
The differences between, say, Filipinos and Canadians?
Yes, sir.
Filipinos do a lot more eye. Filipinos use the eyes a lot more. I think Canadians, where I come from, we use please and thank you more than Filipinos use please and thank you. Now, this is just about talking only. I think that's maybe. I have a hard time with the Filipino or the Visaya language, or any of them actually, because there's so many of them. So it's difficult for me to speak your language. And I think for you guys to speak English, even though it's difficult for you, it's not as difficult as someone coming here and trying to speak your language, because there's so many different dialects and even different languages. Then it's just so difficult here to try and speak your language. You don't know that because you just live here. In the south, it's all Visaya. You go other places, then it's Tagalog. But then if you come over to Bantayan Island, then it's part Ilonggo and part Visaya. I helped in an area after Yolanda, and I was helping indigenous people, and they have 5 other languages other than Visaya and Tagalog. 5 other languages, completely different, nothing the same. So it's just difficult. Does that answer your question, or you don't know? Sambut lang?
So next, what are the different behaviors of Filipinos that are not acceptable or not usually done in your home country? Yes.
Butting in line. People don't butt in the line in Canada. The way people drive here, it's terrible. They don't, even maybe they know the rules of the road, but they don't follow the rules of the road. But maybe that's because the police don't enforce them properly. Oh, making a left-hand turn, for instance. When people want to, if you're driving this way and you want to make a left-hand turn, you should be on this part of the road. But people will go over here and want to cut right across all the road. Or if you're driving and somebody wants to make a left-hand turn or in front of somebody, they'll stop. They have the right-of-way, and they make everybody else stop behind them when they shouldn't be. They should keep going. The other person should yield and then go when the way is clear. But people, they don't follow that, right? But the biggest thing is maybe the butting in lineups. Many people do that. I understand that because of the age of people, some people, they get that, right? Because the way that older people here are respected more than they are in Canada. In Canada, it doesn't matter what your age is, you get in a line and you go when it's your turn. Old people don't go to the front of the line, right? That kind of thing. We don't have that. There's also, I guess, what else don't we do, or what you guys do under the table? Oh, there's a lot more fixers here. They wouldn't have fixers in Canada. It doesn't exist.
You have a lot of money and then you're
No, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but here it exists in so many levels. Also, fake product. There's so much fake product here, especially in tools, probably in clothes too. Everything. There's so many things that are fake. It's not real, right?
Yes, sir.
And there's also so many scams here.
Especially yung tukulog, sir.
Tokalot?
City, yes.
Oh.
May document.
Yeah, but even just on Facebook, so many things that it's just so many people trying to take advantage of poor people. But that goes the same with all the services. Like if you want to go to Canada, somebody's going to want to take most of your money and give you just a little bit. They'll make most of the money for the length of your contract. The only way you're going to make money is if you do their contract and then you get to be a free agent, then you can then start to make good money, right?
Even though you're a president, sir, or you're in high position.
Well, I think it depends on the contract that you sign with somebody here, right? How much are they going to take from you? But even Riza, she went to Jordan. She was told she was going to get this much when she goes there. She goes there, and then they want to pay her in this amount, not in that. In was U.S. You're supposed to get paid, and then. US dollar. So it's tricks that people play on Filipinos, and it's just not fair. It really isn't. Anyway, there's just so many games being played here. It's you might want to call it corruption, but there's so many people here that are maybe naive and think they're doing something that's good, and they trust people, and then they end up being abused. It's not good. Anyway, next question maybe. I don't know. I could go on for a long time.
What are similarities of Filipinos and citizens of your country in terms of behaviors and thinking?
Similarities?
Yes. In terms of behaviors,
I think we all smile. We all love. We all care for many people. Similarities. I think we all enjoy food. Everybody likes ice cream. I don't know similarities between. Yeah, behavior. Oh, yeah, just behavior. It's just normal, everyday people being in love. It's or maybe we can still get frustrated. Everybody can still get frustrated just as easy, but I've learned here to be much more patient because there's so many things that take so long here. It's just there's so many ways to get frustrated here, but that's not similarities. We don't have, like, just yesterday I went, it's kind of like a fixer but not, to get my registration for the motorbike. And you bring it in and they say, okay, come back on this day. We go back on that day and they go, oh no, come back in the next day. We go back in the next day and they say, no, come back in 2 days. So you come back in 2 days and then they go, oh, we made a mistake. There's this. Come back another time. So I come back another time and then they say, oh, we're sorry, we need to take another picture and redo it. Like, that's frustrating. It doesn't, that's not similarities, but I think we all get frustrated. But I think maybe Filipinos don't show their frustration as much as Canadians might. I think that you guys are used to putting up with those kind of things maybe. Would that be correct? Maybe? But to me now, maybe your teacher will hear this.
Yes.
My biggest problem with, it's the school system here where I talk to people, they don't even know what days they're going to have holidays. They don't know when their Christmas break is going to be. They don't until it's almost that day. Whereas in Canada we know. And then there's so many times where, anyway, it's just the teachers, maybe it's just in Mantayan, I don't know, but they're not prepared very well for classes. They don't seem to plan ahead for the class. And then they make the student wait for them to do something when it should already showing the students that everything should be prepared in advance so the students already know what they're supposed to do, not try and figure it out that day that they go to school. Oh, maybe we'll do this or that, or it's just I don't find it anyway. I'll
So next,
anyway. Another question. I'm going off topic.
what was your most difficult adjustment staying in the Philippines?
My most difficult adjustment. My most difficult adjustment. Well, it's the driving here is terrible, but what's most difficult? No, it's mostly the food. Riza's just an incredible cook. My goodness. Look, I didn't used to have a belly. Difficult thing. No, Filipino food is good. It's just with all of there's so much MSG and salt in so many things, and that's not good. Well, it's mostly because not many people have refrigeration, right? So you need to do things to the food. So that's maybe a little bit difficult. But I don't know if there's anything that's really that difficult.
About people around you, sir.
About what?
People around you.
Well, it's my problem that I don't speak the language. If I spoke the language, then I would be able to communicate better and maybe have more Filipino friends, maybe. But that's the only thing. But that's my fault, not their fault. But that would be, if that's a difficult thing, communication. But a lot of Filipinos can speak English, but anyway, some people do, some people don't. Like, how many, you guys know how to, but you would have a difficult time talking to me. You might feel shy, right? Right? You don't feel confident. But you understand a lot of it, but you don't want the words to come out a little bit wrong and feel embarrassed, right? Maybe, because you're supposed to, Filipinos don't like to feel embarrassed. Well, most people don't, but for you it's more important because it's who you are. Yeah. But mine sucks in Filipino. Mine's terrible with Filipino. Anyway, what about you? What's your most difficult thing? It's okay. I'm teasing you. Any more? More?
Last question.
Last one?
Have you experienced difficulty in transacting or communicating in English with Filipinos? If yes, share your experience.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's many times. It's just, again, it comes down to all the different languages that are here. When I first came here, I came to Cebu, not to Manila, knowing that Spanish was the base of everything here. But when I came, I found out that Spanish wasn't really like the numbers, and there's a few words here and there, but it's different. I used to spend a lot of time in Central America and have Spanish from there, and I thought it would be easy, but it's mostly just the numbers that are easy. There's other Spanish words, but again, your dialect, it's so different compared to mine. Are you recording me too, or are you doing video?
Videos.
No way.
For documentation.
I thought it was a picture, not a video. See, that's communication. A video is not a picture. A picture is a picture. Video is video. But hi, it's okay.
The Filipino women, oh, you're still recording, so that's good. Filipino women, to me, are the backbone of the Philippines, because I know there are a lot of good men here too, but there's a lot of men that aren't really reliable,
Yes, sir. That's
right?
true.
They get girls pregnant and they run. They can't run
Both
fast enough.
pregnant, sir, now.
Huh?
Yes.
You're pregnant now
Yeah,
and
3
they've already
months
run?
and 7 months.
No way.
No way.
See, and they run fast, don't they? But not all, but many do.
Yes.
There's so many single Filipino women here. There's so
Yeah,
many.
single mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, good luck. So what course are you taking?
Commerce. Commerce.
Okay, good.
Ma'am, thank you kayo, ma'am, ha?
Thank
Sir,
you.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Thank you.